What's up, guys? Today is Monday, September 2nd, and we're just gonna get right into it. The 50K plan was kind of a fail because I only got to about $13,000 in revenue last month on Amazon. But here's the thing, even if I didn't hit that overall end goal of $50,000 in revenue, I got a lot out of trying to achieve this goal. So I'm gonna break that down now. I want to talk specifically about two things I noticed last month because of following this 50K plan. And the first one is I feel like I don't have the systems in place to reach 50K sales in a month. And I'm not trying to say that as an excuse, it's just something I noticed looking back at last month right now. And what I mean by that is I feel like there's a lot of inefficiency in the way I do things, and I also feel like space is an issue. But those are two things I could definitely improve on right now. And what I'm gonna try to do is not only work on how I prep, pack, ship, list, all that, but also the biggest goal for this month is to get through as much of my unlisted inventory as possible, because that's what's causing my space issue. It's been causing the same issue probably since the end of 2017. That's when it started becoming a real issue, I think. So I've been saying it all this year, all last year, even in 2017, I've been saying the same thing. I want to get this unlisted inventory listed, and it never actually happened. I've gotten parts of it listed, but then I just keep refilling those empty spots. So this month, I don't have a sales goal for Amazon, I don't have a sales goal for eBay, none of that. The goal is to get unlisted inventory listed. That way, coming into Q4, I am more ready to focus on new inventory. I don't want to have to worry about old inventory like I have the last two Q4s. We're not doing that again. So that's what I'm going to be working on this month. But also, another thing I noticed is that my time management last month was really bad. School started on August 14th. I started my sophomore year of high school, and that perfectly conflicted with when most of my textbooks were coming in from Amazon that I found using eFlip. So that didn't work out well in my favor. I was staying up till 11:30 most nights getting my homework done. And although sleeping at 11:30 doesn't sound that bad, I usually try to sleep by 10 on school days. So I get a full 8 hours of sleep in. That's just what works best for me. I feel more energized and stuff like that. If I sleep less than 8 hours, it's not like I'm super tired or super just not productive, but there is a difference. So that's something I'm gonna work on. Also, I didn't have as much time for social media, Instagram, YouTube. I did not post anything for the last 3 or 4 weeks on here, I think, and on Instagram I wasn't posting very much at all either. So that's also another thing I want to do more this month, post more on YouTube, post more on Instagram. So that's what I learned from the 50K plan, but why did it actually fail? Why didn't I hit 50K in revenue? Because I did spend $20,000. So what happened? I think one of the big influencers on the revenue was my inventory wasn't actually in stock by the end of the month. Even by the 20th, I didn't have everything I needed in stock. The 20K worth of sourcing I did was not in stock because it was all mostly, a lot of it was in fulfillment center transfer, FC transfer. If you don't know what that is, usually when you send shipments to Amazon, most of your stuff will go to a transfer center. So that's a place where Amazon splits up your inventory and sends it to fulfillment centers across the nation, and that takes time. So your item is available for sale, but it's not available for instant shipping, prime shipping, stuff like that. Usually it takes me at least a week for stuff to get out of fulfillment center transfer. So one thing I could have tried to do better, one thing I could have done better is send out the inventory earlier, but to do that I would have needed to have the inventory earlier, so I should have been sourcing earlier. So that was the root cause of all of this. I wasn't sourcing early enough. Starting on August 1st would have been terrible. Luckily, I started on the 28th of July. That gave me a little edge, but it probably would have been best to start sourcing books like July 15th, 20th, from there sourcing every day, I would have probably easily been able to spend $20,000 before August started, and I probably would have been set to get at least 20,000, 30. I mean 20. Another thing I noticed, kind of going off on a tangent here, but another thing I noticed is that 20,000 in books does not equal 50,000 in revenue, because these books, I'm not selling them for 2.5 times what I'm paying for. On average, I'm not doubling in a half my investment. Books, I'm thinking like I'm spending 30 and they're selling for like 70 on average. That's like an average book that I've sold. But I mean, there's worse, like I spent 26 and it sells for 51, but then there's really good ones. Today I sold a book for 140 that I bought for $30. I just realized I didn't even talk about how much profit I made last month, so we're gonna go over that right now. My total revenue last month was $12,775, and after all fees, returns, shipping, and everything taken out, I was left with a profit of $2,290. So that is 19% profit margins, roughly 19%. Usually I aim for 30% overall, and this year I've been hovering around 25-27%, which I thought was pretty good. 19%, I mean, it's not like terrible or anything, but the thing is, in June I did almost $8,000 in sales, and I made more than $2,000, and last month I did more than $12,000, almost $13,000 in sales, and I only profited $300 more compared to June. So I did more than $5,000 in sales compared to June, and I only made $300 more in profit. And I think a big contributor to that was that closer to the end of the month, I started getting nervous with all the books I had. I had a lot of books in stock, so I started selling them out at smaller profits. I wasn't losing money, but I wasn't making a ton. I mean, some books I sold at like a $2 profit just to get rid of them because I noticed that the market was starting to tank. But some of the other books selling for like $3, $4, $5 profits. And then a lot of the more expensive, more profitable books started selling this month. I mean, it's not like I didn't sell a ton of profitable books last month, but there were also a lot of not very profitable books in there, like $25 sold for $42, so I'm only making like $2 or $3 on that book. I will say this month so far has been turning out a lot better than last month. If you've been checking my stories on Instagram, you will have already seen that, but if not, make sure you go check that out, and I will try to do another recap video like this in September. I will probably break down the profit more thoroughly and really get into the numbers on Inventory Lab. Maybe I'll do a video specifically about numbers and all that stuff, but yeah, so play. That wraps it up for this video. If you liked this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. If you didn't, feel free to hit that dislike button, and please let me know what you didn't like about the video so I can improve and make better videos for everyone. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments below or hit me up on Instagram at _mysterious_seller. I'm gonna go pack a shipment of books, probably the last one for the season, probably last shipment of books until December. Aside from that, I've got nothing else to say, so bye guys.